Welcome to the Faith Snacks Podcast, bite-sized snacks to grow your faith. I am your host, Chris Adams. Thank you for joining me, and let's get in today's program.
What kind of waffle are you? Or what kind of spaghetti are you? What kind of potato are you? Have you ever taken the time out of your life, your so busy life, to take one of those online quizzes to find out what kind of vegetable are you? Of course not. You're too busy. You're too intelligent to do such thing as that. You're too busy trying to find out which cartoon character you are. No, I'm just kidding. There's been, if you go through and listen to books and read books about sociology and the way that people learn, and there's books about men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and men are waffles, women are spaghetti, or actually, I think that's vice versa. But anyway, when it comes to the things of God, we need to realize that we may be an expert in this one area, but we're not an expert in another area. Think about this. If you had a waffle and you decided to slowly pour syrup over it, you would get syrup in the little holes that's in the waffles. And it would go from one hole to the other, to the other, to the other. But there would be some holes that wouldn't get the syrup in there, until you poured a whole bunch of syrup in there. But as we're learning about God, as we're reading the Word of God, as we're studying the Word of God, we're getting filled up in these certain areas. So we're going to become built up in our faith when it comes to things like faith, when it comes to things like healing, when it comes to things like holiness, or walking with God, or prosperity, or renewing our mind. Some of the things we're going to build ourselves up even more. Some of the things we're going to fill up that little hole with syrup. Some of those holes we're not going to fill up. And that goes for Christians. That even goes for the denominations. There's certain denominations, man, they're killing it when it comes to certain things. They're killing it when it comes to evangelism. They're killing it when it comes to faith. They're killing it when it comes to outreaches. They're killing it when it comes to building the church. There's different areas. God had 12 different tribes of Israel for certain tasks. And I believe there is a degree of God having that in denominations. I also believe that some denominations are just there because they want their ways, man's ways, instead of God's ways. But you know what? God can still use them to a degree. So I'm not putting down any denomination. I'm saying that we need to be filled up in every area, and we need to understand that, hey, they may not be the same denomination, but maybe they have a revelation that we don't have, and maybe we need to listen to them. Maybe that person, maybe they don't believe exactly how we do, but they're a Christian, but maybe they know something that we don't because they've studied it more. And maybe, just maybe, if we listen to them long enough, we'll come to see that maybe the Word does say that. Or maybe we'll see that I can see where you're saying that, but I don't agree with you. But what you have gotten has opened my eyes to see what the truth really is. So remember, when we're reading the Word of God, when we're talking to other people, we need to be filling up that waffle with the syrup that is God, that is knowing God, growing closer to God, and knowing that a lot of times our waffle isn't completely filled up, and some people's waffles are filled up in other areas where ours aren't. So we need to realize, like we talked about yesterday, we don't know everything.
Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to stay in touch or get connected, you can find me online at www.chrisadams.com, and there you can find all the different social media networks I am on. Thank you for joining me again, and I will see you back here next time.